Good morning. I'm Stephen Datz, Chair of the Awards Committee. I'd like to call the April 20th, 2023 awards meeting to order. We have a physical quorum represented by Joe Arpano, Laura Shepis, and myself. We also have Todd Skinner for Ricky Erickson that's joining us online. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Stephanie Neely. Before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note that there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Victoria, did you receive any public comment via email, phone, or video conference?
No, sir.
Thank you. Let the record show we did not receive any public comment prior to the awards committee meeting. I'll pause for a moment to allow callers joining us online to unmute and speak up. Hearing no comments, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. We have items 1 through 3 and 5 through 8 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. Note that items 4 and 9 have been deferred. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from the April 13th, 2023 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? Hearing none, may I get a motion to approve award item 1?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Laura Shepis, a second from Joe Arpano. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to present each of the remaining award items before I ask for a motion, beginning with award item 2.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 2 is a single source. This is for the Oracle Customer Care and Billing Software License and Support. It is a 7-month contract, and the recommended awardee is Oracle America, Inc. in the amount of $491,663.07. I will note, and I'll get into a little bit more detail in the background, that this is a partial ratification for the months of March and April. This order was due at the beginning of March and is overdue clearly, with that partial amount of about $140,000, which is the ratification. JEA was, during that time, working with Oracle the whole time, reviewing the services in an effort to remove any unneeded items. And so it takes some time to go through everything. However, we didn't discover anything that really could be removed. We've had luck in the past, but with this exercise, we did not. But we were able to negotiate a 0 increase. Typically, there's an increase associated with these renewals or continued support. And so that was a win. We're only going to do a 7-month contract through the end of the fiscal year in an effort to co-term with others. And it will also allow, JEA to have more time to negotiate a better long-term multi-year support agreement going forward. I'll also note that since there were issues with the Oracle C2M project, it delayed some things as well. So that also contributed to the ratification. Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, I'd like to announce that Jackie Scheel is representing IVU this morning.
Morning, Jackie.
Morning.
All right, hearing none, I will pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion from Joe Arpano, a second from Laura Shepis. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is a contract extension. This is for our utility tracker portal tool that we use. The recommended awardee is Utility Consumer Analytics, Inc., and the amount is $295,956.24. This 1-year extension will take us through June of 2024. And I'll just note that the extension is being requested to enable JEA to focus on some other strategic priorities right now. It should be noted that we are under evaluation through a procurement solicitation process, but due to the prioritization of technology resources available for implementation of the new contract, work on this new product is not estimated to begin until January of 2024. And then we're estimating a 6-month implementation to go live. So this extension should keep us moving with the current tool, and then we will have a new tool in place that we've already started the process on. The renewal rates are 8% higher with the negotiations deemed reasonable with what we're seeing in the market. Any questions or comments?
I wanted to ask, this is not material to making the award, but there were some references in the write-up about how this complied with DOE requirements going back to our Smart Grid grant. And I was wondering if really DOE is still engaged on this and checking up on us all these years later. Because I think that Smart Grid grant probably goes back to like 2009. And Brian's shaking his head as though, yes, DOE is still checking up on us.
No, sorry, Laura. I was just saying that, yes, the original tracker was part, as I understand it, was part of that agreement to use AMI, but I do not know that we are reporting anything as a result of that grant any further to DOE and haven't been for many years, or at least I've, as the owner of the system right now, have not been requested to report anything to DOE.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 3?
So moved.
We're going with Ty for the motion and Jackie Shield for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 5.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 5 is a renewal, and this is for our concrete restoration services on the southeast side. And this is an open market. We do have some sheltered markets for this work, but Concrete Advantage won in the open market, and this is a renewal for them. I've been performing well, and the amount of $777,157.53. This is our last renewal, so this will take us through April of 2024. And a note, when we talked to them initially about this renewal, they had requested a 23% increase and cited several indexes that are listed in the background. We had bid Disturbed Concrete out in 2022 for the Northwest Territory. And although we rescinded it, we did have some price comparisons there. And so when we looked at their requested increase versus, the results of the RFP from 2022, it was still in our favor to move forward with this renewal. And ultimately, we negotiated a reduced increase to only 20% across all items. So good work with the negotiations on procurement and business side. Any questions or comments? All right, I will pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 5?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion from Laura Shepis, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 6.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 6 is a contract amendment. This is for the facilities landscaping maintenance, and this is the sheltered market for JSEB. You guys saw this just a couple of weeks ago. We have 2 recommended awardees. The first one is Freedom Landscape and Lawn Maintenance, Inc., and the second is Eagle Lawn Care of Northeast Florida, Inc. When we went to execute these contracts, Eagle came back and asked if they could only move forward with the Nassau County. They had won 2 different, or not Nassau County, they'd won District 5A and 2N, and asked if they could decline the award for District 5A after we sat down with them to do, kind of a kickoff meeting per se to go over what they've won and talk through KPIs, et cetera. Felt like they just didn't have the logistics and the workload to do both of those districts. And so we went back to Freedom, who was the next highest ranked respondent for District 5A, and they agreed to take it. And so this award is adding that district to Freedom Landscape in the amount of $180,262.50 and deducting from Eagle's original contract amount and new not to exceed. And the deduction is $169,350. So you'll see those 2 things coming, adding to Freedom and coming off of Eagle. And then I'll just note, you can see obviously Freedom's pricing was about 6% higher than Eagle's, but from a reliability standpoint, it's, we're putting ourselves in a better situation and not setting this JSEB up for failure by putting too much work on them. So this reduction and addition is needed to make sure we have solid contracts. Any questions on that? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 6?
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
We have a motion from Laura Sheffis, a second from Joe Arpano. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 7.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 7 is a piggyback. This is for JEA Fleet Services light duty and medium duty vehicle maintenance and repair services. And this is to establish a vendor as a secondary or a backup provider to our current contract. I'll note JEA Fleet Services maintains 396 light duty vehicles and 475 medium duty vehicles. So this is a big job. Back in March of 2020, well, I don't remember when we bid out. We bid out this recently, and we only got 2 bids, and they were both, it was Coggin and it was Duval Ford. And so we didn't get a bid from this vendor because there's some restrictions from a bidding perspective from kind of the higher ups at Ford, and I'll get into some of that in a minute. But Gary Yeoman's Ford, they're not local, but they've been a good partner for us. They, as you guys might remember, we did an emergency PO to them back in March of 2022 as we were standing up our new vendor, which was Duval Ford. So they were building out their presence here, and it was taking a little bit of time. And so we slowly started moving work to them. And then we also had Gary Yeoman's Ford doing some work for us as a backup. They were very successful, had a good partnership with them, and believe that bringing them on as a secondary vendor for this contract is in the best interest of JEA. It is solely just a backup. So we've got about 30% of the original award to Duval Ford as their award amount, but none of the work is guaranteed. And they're willing and able to do that, which is rare to find. So a vendor that's willing to help us just without consistent work being said to them. All in all, we've had good. We've worked with they've worked with us well. They've backed us up well. We want to continue to utilize that relationship. They do have a contract with Volusia County, and so we're piggybacking off of that. But we did negotiate rates a little bit lower than what they're using for Volusia County. It's about $15 an hour off of the hourly labor rate. So that was a negotiation that the team worked through. So this would be, again, like I said, 30% of what we intend to spend, over the term of the contract. And the amount is $1,247,751.69.
Sounds like good
There's
bills.
a lot of information here. I won't go through all of it, but a good partner and a great way to have some mitigation risk. We've seen an overall decrease in fleet uptime and a decrease on-time preventative maintenance repairs. So this will help us keep things moving.
That's a really good narrative and kind of gives you a sense of the commitment and engagement that was required to put this in place. So thank you again to you and your team.
Absolutely. The business was instrumental as well. Any other questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 7?
So
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Joe Arfano. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present our final award item for today.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 8 is a contract increase. This is for our construction management at risk services for the SIPs at Greenland. Garney Companies, Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $8,142,183.93. All of the projects here are expected to be completed April of 2026. And this specific award request is for the initial purchase of materials for each pipeline segment that they're doing. So as we bring additional contract increases to the committee for approval, that will happen as the design progresses for additional material purchases, and then of course the final construction GMP. We're budgeting approximately $66 million for these projects in total. Any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 8? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion from Laura Shepis, a second from Todd Skinner. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 3 and 5 through 8 is approved for April 20th, 2023. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time?
Through the chair, I'd just like to take a moment to thank this committee and all their delegates for the past few years of all the work and effort that goes into being on this committee, reviewing all of the award documents. It is not an easy or quick task, and it is something that happens weekly. So there's a lot of effort that goes into it, and I just want to thank this committee for all their hard work. It is your last meeting. It's an end of an era of this committee. So I just, I'm sad to see you guys go, but I'm sure you are thrilled to give someone else an opportunity. And Laura, fortunate enough to continue to work with you on the next committee. So
I am honored. I think we should give our chairman a round of applause.
Yeah,
yay.
I appreciate all the committee members as well. And Jenny, and you and your team have just been fabulous to work with over the years. So I've learned a lot. I appreciate your all support and look forward to the upcoming changes. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I hope you guys tune in because there are some changes to the format of how we're going to run the committee. And we're going to start those next week with the new committee members. So I'm meeting with them this week to review all of that. And I'm sure there will be some kinks that we work out along the way. But as you guys go through this new process with us, if you have feedback, please share it with us. It'll take a few iterations over the next couple of weeks for us to probably get a good solid template and process in place. So look forward to working with everybody.
All right. If there's no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.